So I sold my music school. What am I gonna do next? Let's find out. What's going on, everybody? Eric Bourassa here, and I'm pretty excited to talk about something a little different today. I started a music school 10 years ago, and about 3 weeks ago, I sold it. So many have asked me, Eric, what on earth are you thinking? Why would you give that up? And what are you gonna do next? So let's back up just a little bit and talk about how this all started. So after I graduated college with my classical guitar degree, I moved back to Texas and I was like, I'm gonna get the punk band back together now that I have my classical guitar degree, and we're going to just go for it. We're gonna become a professional band, and I'm going to give us 1 year. And if we're not making significant progress, if the ball's not rolling, then I'm going to move to LA and sleep out of my car for as long as it takes to get some guys together and make something happen. What happened was I ended up needing to work, obviously. So I'm 22 years old, and I begged for a job at a music store, all the while I'm selling cars out of college. I've got a degree in classical guitar and I'm selling cars, which was a weird thing I was not looking for. I just kind of fell into it and I hated it. I hated it so much that once every week or two, I would go into this music shop and I'd be like, hey, do you have any guitar teaching positions? And the owner was like, nope, I got nothing. But I kept going in and bothering him. And eventually he was like, you know what? Actually, I do think I have a guitar teaching position opening up. And I was like, cool. And so without him ever having heard me play guitar, I think just my confidence and really desperation to not sell cars anymore led him to say, like, okay, this kid seems serious. Let's give him a chance. So I started teaching guitar at Ridgely Music. I started substitute teaching during the day at my old elementary school while teaching lessons in the evening. And long story short, I ended up somehow getting the job as music teacher at the elementary school. So that's when my professional guitar teaching career started 17 years ago. And then I also taught 4 years of elementary music during the day. I was a certified school teacher for 4 years from the age of 22 to 26 while teaching lessons in the evening. I eventually was making enough money teaching lessons out of the house that just kind of organically grew to the point where I could no longer do both jobs. So I quit my elementary music teacher position, which I loved. I absolutely loved that job, but there just was no growth opportunity financially. And I knew my wife wanted to stay at home full time, live in a nice neighborhood, have 3 kids. And so the pressure was on. I had to find a way to provide. Got up to where I was teaching about 80 students. At my peak, I was teaching, I want to say 36 hours a week, because I had a few small groups that I was teaching in addition to the private lessons. And that was great, but it was the problem was I knew my kids, once they started school, I would never see them, because as soon as they got home from work, I would then, as soon as they got home from school, I would then go to work. I needed to have employees. I needed other people to do the lessons for me. And so that just kind of naturally led me to start hiring teachers to do the teaching for me. Thus, my music school was born, and I've been running my music school for the last 10 years. All the while, I'm writing and recording music and practicing guitar and just thinking, if I just keep writing music and keep putting out my instrumental albums kind of in the style of like Joe Satriani, if he was more punk rock, I was like, someone will notice. But sure enough, that's not what happens. People don't just start paying attention. You really have to grind and push your music out there. It really kind of got to a point where I was like, do I want my whole story to be that I ran a music school for 30 years and then I retired? Or I could say I ran a music school for 10 years and then... And I was like, oh, that's a little more exciting. We've never really gone for the full-time professional musician career seriously because I was always kind of focused on just making money to provide for the family. So an opportunity came up to sell the music school. And I loved my music school, loved my teachers, loved all the students and their families. It really was a wonderful place. And so I sold it at the beginning of this month. This process started about a year ago. And I thought, even though owning the music school, I had time to pursue a music career full time, and I had the freedom and the flexibility and the financial support, I was a little concerned that the safety and the security of that was holding me back from taking bigger risks and really going for it. So I thought if I removed that safety net, it would force me to really make some hard choices and pursue my music career full time. So that brings me to the what's next. You've had the backstory. I've been playing with a Texas singer-songwriter for about the last year, and then I've been playing with a few other artists off and on. So as I'm pursuing this full-time music career, what does that look like? How do I structure my day? How do I work towards this and not just sleep in and sit around all the time? Because I don't have a boss. I don't have somebody telling me what to do or how to go after this. So my general plan is that I spend the first 2 to 3 hours of my morning playing guitar and practicing and writing and preparing for sets, whatever that looks like. There's no shortage of things for me to work on. After those 2 to 3 hours, then I'm going to focus 1 to 2 hours on my online guitar lessons business, unlimitedguitar.com. The idea with that is it's supplemental income, is that money is hopefully going to provide the foundation for whether I'm gigging or not. I can still make a living and without having to go get a full-time job working 40 hours a week for somebody else. So I only have one student right now. Shout out to Jay. He's awesome. I've really enjoyed working with him. And I hope if I could just find more students like him, that would be awesome. So I wasn't sure if I would like the online teaching thing, but so far it's been a great experience. So I'm excited to continue doing that. And that's something I can do from the road and to supplement my income. So then after that, my goal is to get out to 1 or 2 local shows a week and just meet people and get plugged into the music community. And it's fun. It's fun going out to shows. It was something I didn't do for a long time when my kids were little. And now they're older, 14, 12, and 10. And so I've got a little more freedom that I can go out and do those things. And then continuing to network with people online. So spending time doing that, and then also continuing to do the YouTube channel as a promotional tool, not just for my online lessons business, but for me as a player. So sometimes you'll see me posting lesson stuff. Sometimes I'll be posting performance stuff. And the idea with the performance stuff is it's really, to me, kind of like a living resume for someone to, if they want to check me out and say like, is this someone we'd consider hiring to bring on tour with us? And then if they see some of my teaching videos, they can see like personality wise, does this guy seem like he would be a good hang? So I'm pretty nervous. I've got some time from the sale of my music school. There's some money there. It's a dwindling pile. And it's not like retirement money or anything. You know what I mean? So like I did okay, but that money's not going to last a real long time. The pressure is really on for me to hit the ground running with all of this. I'm going to continue putting out my own music, even though the ball has not rolled with that at all over the last 15 years. I'm still going to keep doing it because it's just in me, and I really enjoy doing that. But I'd like to get on with a pop or rock or country gig, probably like a modern country kind of thing that's more pop oriented. I have a lot of fun doing that, backing up other artists and filling in for other bands. I look forward to hopefully being on the road with a band full time by this time next year, or at least for extended periods of time. and then being able to come home and decompress and all that. So anyway, that's what I'm doing. This is just my long, rambly video about me selling my music school, why I did, and what I'm doing from here. And join me on this journey, won't you? I don't know. I'll kind of keep updated on what I'm doing, and that's it. I don't know if you just found this video, like and subscribe. I guess this is probably not a very interesting video, but I wanted to document this. So have a great day, and I will see you guys in the next times.